Hello, and welcome back to Shifting Tones, the podcast with nerdy tones and shifting topics. I'm this week's host, Dee, and I am joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Steph
Hello.
and Sam.
Choo choo.
How are you guys doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great.
well. At the same
Nice.
time, we're both doing well.
Yeah.
Nice,
oh, yeah.
nice. Man, I feel like it's been an age since I've seen you guys.
I know. It's been like, 24 hours?
48?
More than 24 hours?
I was going to say 48,
48?
more like.
I was like,
Wait, what's today?
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Yeah, it's been a while.
So long. Oh my gosh. But no, we had an official in-person Shifting Tones meetup.
Woohoo!
Lots of faces.
We kind of talked about it last episode, didn't we? About the Flag Day party.
Yes, the
A little bit,
before
yeah.
the Flag Day party, but not the after.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We survived.
Here we are. We survived.
Barely.
I won what was it? Costume? The costume contest.
Best flag costume.
Best
yeah,
flag.
it was between the two of you. You guys were the highest votes, and you guys were also the two that put the most effort in, I believe.
I would say so.
Mhm.
But I like to just be competitive like that. So
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I think we talked, we told our listeners, but Flag Day's a annual event that Sam hosts every single year, and we celebrate countries around the world, and the prize that we won, we are talking about which outfit had the best resemblance to our country's flag. So I was Norway this year. Dee, which country were you?
Tanzania.
And then Sam?
I was Kyrgyzstan.
Okay, I could not remember.
Kyrgyzstan.
A lot of Y's and Z's and G's in that word.
But the food was super yummy. It was super fun to hang out with everybody, especially because I live further away, so it's always nice to be in person. But that is kind of my topic in a way of like my... I am kind of just rambling about the get-together for my let's catch up with Steph life. Because I also, with our host this week, Dee, you let me try soju for the first time.
Yeah.
That was your first time?
Yeah, I've never had it before. I've had Magali. What is it called? Macalia? What is that Korean drink?
The rice wine that you drink traditionally out of a bowl.
Yes, I've had that one before, but never soju. So this was my first time having it, and it was super tasty.
It's super tasty. I think Dee was the reason I had it for the first time also, like, just visiting.
She's just influencing.
Because, wasn't it, was it my birthday when I pretty much just forced everyone to go to Hot Pot?
Hot Pot, yeah.
And I got soju. That was the first time I ever got it was when I went to Hot Pot with my husband's family, and then we went again, and I got it when I was with you guys and had you guys try it. I just like it because it just tastes fruity. It tastes like whatever the flavor, like I got lychee once, strawberry once, and then apple was the one I shared this past weekend, but I don't know. They're just
really
good.
Tasty. I've always drank like sake. I've always been a big fan, but soju was something a little bit different. So that I really enjoyed it. I liked the apple flavor. I'm interested when you talked about all these other flavors too, and in person you're telling me about them. I'm like, ooh, now I need to try more.
And I'm interested to hear how the Makgeolli is. That I always see it in the K-dramas that I watch.
That's all you watch.
Well, not all, but a lot nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much just my little short talk of what's been going on. I mean, there hasn't been much of anything that was a big highlight for me this past like week or so.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that happened with me too this week. Besides after we left the Flag Day party the next day and we went to my brother-in-law's concert, like choir concert, and a big storm like ripped through town. And then when we went out of the building, well, first of all, it lost power at the beginning, and we had to wait like 5 minutes for the power to turn on enough to have like a light. Yeah, at the concert, like right as it about to start, like the lights came on and then they all went off.
Wait, that's
crazy.
crazy. Like, was it
Yeah.
like perfect to a T? Like, okay, concert's about to start now, and then
Well,
boom,
it's like,
lights off.
you know how they slowly like dim the lights, and then like the
They kept
spotlight came
dimming.
on.
They kept
Like
the lights
they
just-
talked for like a minute, like welcome everyone, and like as they were like introducing this other guy to talk a little bit about something else, and he walked up, and then it was just one blue light spotlight, and he jokingly said, "Well, I'm gonna need a little more than light than that," and everyone laughed, and then everyone just kind of stood around for a few
Oh
minutes.
no.
And then he walked off to the side and he comes back and he's like, so, and of course the mic is still working somehow. He's like, so, a part of the power in this building is down at the moment, so we're gonna wait a few minutes.
That's crazy.
That's weird that it was only a part of it.
Yeah, and then Andy had run out, he was falling asleep in the chair, so he ran out to get like a Dr. Pepper and chugged half of it and came back in because we had some in the car.
Classic.
And he's like, yeah, so there's a bunch of like tree limbs down
Oh my god.
next to the parking lot, and when we drove afterwards, we drove to a Chinese restaurant, and we passed multiple lights that weren't on and also multiple roads that were closed because of trees being downed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I just
that,
like the idea.
that was interesting.
I just love the visual in my head that's like this guy's like, how about I get some more lights? He's doing like stand up with the crowd and then it's like just standing there awkwardly. I don't know. I just have like such a clear visual of that.
And it was
it's
like
so funny.
A classic, like some guy in like all black with an earpiece, like running off from the side up to him and like talking in his ear. And then
shining
running
his
back
cell phone
and then
flashlight on him.
oh well, and then it was also when the choir, that's you reminded me, it was also when like he was talking when the rest of the choir, like it's 100-person choir, were like getting onto their stands on the stage. So by the end, like the last couple had their phones out with the lights on their phone to see so they wouldn't trip over the stands.
Oh
getting
my.
in. So they were all standing just silent, like, you know, we were all just kind of murmuring and whatever, like on the stage while we wait for the lights to turn on. It was a good concert. It was
reminds
fun,
me,
though.
it's not my small talk, but I went to go see at a local theater. Somebody I knew was in a production of, I think it was like Annie Jr. or whatever. And there was a scene where the dog was supposed to come out on stage with Annie, and the dog, they were using a real dog, and the dog just did not want to come out, and she just stood there because she was like a kid, you know, she didn't know what to do. And so me and my friends, we just started clapping and got everyone else around us to clap, and then the dog finally came out. But I felt so bad for the little girl. She was just like, I don't have any songs to sing.
The dog needed the encouragement.
That's right.
Dog got stage fright.
Dog got stage fright. All right, my small talk is, I mean, we did the Flag Day party, very successful. Thank you guys all for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for hosting.
Of course. Yeah. Dee, I found all the things you hid in the basement.
Nice.
We also had a lot of storms come through. Wednesday before Flag Day, had a huge storm rip through, and on the day of the storm, we didn't lose power, but everyone else we knew in the city did. And there's like huge tree limbs in my mom's backyard. My brother's garage got like slammed by a tree. His neighbor's cars, 2 of them in the driveway and 1 across the street, parked in a different spot, all got crushed by trees.
That's
and then
crazy.
Right? And then the following day, we lost power for like 8 hours. So that sucked. And then right after you guys left on Sunday, we lost power again because of that storm. So that was always fun. But my small talk is around the movie Blank Check, the Disney Channel movie. I don't know if it was Disney Channel, but it was a Disney movie called Blank Check. Do you remember that movie?
I don't know. I've never heard of it, I don't believe.
Will you tell us the synopsis of it?
So it came out in 1994, and it is a Disney movie, but I don't think it's a Disney like original movie like that was on Disney Channel. Anyways, it's about this like 11-year-old kid who decides to like write a check to himself for like $1 million, and it's somehow tied in with like the mob or something like that. Like the fake check gets cashed and he gets the $1 million, and he buys a ton of stuff that clearly like $1 million probably wouldn't even buy you in 1994. He buys like a castle and like a ton of like a car, you know, and all this stuff, has a huge birthday party, whatever. Anyways, my problem with the movie is that so the FBI is like trying to figure out like what's going on and trace the money, and there's this FBI agent lady who's like in her late 20s, probably early 30s, like the actress, and the kid's an actor too. That kid is like 11 years old in the movie, and they like fall in love in the movie. And
Oh.
there's like a scene where they like kiss in
Oh.
the back of like a limo, and they're like running through a fountain together. And I'm like, how did this get greenlit? And it, it wasn't like the 50s or 60s where like things like this were like sliding by all the time. This was the 90s, and this got uh put through,
Hmm.
and people apparently like this movie.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Apparently not
So
enough
that's
for either of us to know it.
Yeah, I don't
no,
know this movie at all.
it's got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe.
Oh,
Well, there
well,
you
So,
that
go.
tracks.
but I think at the time it was a fairly like decent, like not decent sized movie, like not a decent movie, but it was pretty big, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know. Hmm.
Deal with
Well.
it.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Is that a segue at all, D?
I'm trying to figure out the segues are always hard. I was gonna poll and Andy and be like, well, speaking of figuring it out,
Speaking of the magic of Disney.
the magic of Disney and magic, we're gonna talk about a classic magical girl, Sailor Moon. Well, the show.
Yay.
Yeah, so if you don't know, I love Sailor Moon. I've watched it when I was little, when it was coming out in like the 90s, in that version. It is a manga and an anime. It has a 90s version of the anime and also a more recent resurgence of Sailor Moon Crystal that was started in 2014. It follows the protagonist, Sailor Moon, or depending on which version you listen to, I originally knew her as Serena in
Oh,
the
really?
90s version. Yeah, that's the 90s version because I
Oh, I didn't
saw
know
the
that.
original anime that was like westernized in the 90s, and then I read the manga, then Sailor Moon Crystal came out. Um, and I realized that I have a little bit here about some of the characters in the
Ooh.
westernization of Sailor Moon too, but it follows in the manga, her name is Usagi, and she realizes that she is a reincarnation of a Moon Kingdom princess, Sailor Moon. And she has these other guardians that help her and support her and keep her safe that are represented by the other planets. And they're all like, I think the first episode, they're all like 13-year-olds. And they have
Saving the
magical
planet.
powers. Yeah, and they have to go up against like evil extraterrestrial space travelers and other guardians as they try to protect the Earth and the Moon from being destroyed, pretty much. So, have you guys ever watched Sailor Moon?
I
Uh,
watched
Go
Sailor
ahead.
Moon Crystal with Larissa. She
Okay,
watched that.
nice.
And I know she's watched some Sailor Moon with you as well. So that's
Hmm.
my entire like knowledge of Sailor Moon is Sailor Moon Crystal, and then I think a movie we watched after as well.
Hmm.
Very fun, very kitschy, Is that the right word?
Hmm. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to
Yeah,
get there.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just silly 90s anime where like
yeah, has certain
kind of
vibes to it.
flavor of the week, But
Hmm.
it was fun. It was enjoyable.
I know I sat down with you at one point, D, and we watched
Hmm.
something, but I don't remember which. I don't remember if it was a movie. I don't remember if it was like the 2010s version.
I'm pretty sure it was the first few episodes of Sailor Moon Crystal when it was first released, because I'm pretty
Okay.
sure we lived together at that point.
Yes. So
Like
I
after
saw
when I
but
discovered it.
I never finished. We never finished it. We watched like a couple episodes and then I don't know,
Hmm.
stuff happened. I do have experience a little more with the Sailor Moon like movies.
Hmm. Like the
Uh,
old school movies
The
or the
old
newer
school,
movies?
no, the old
Yeah.
school movies,
Mhm.
like the 90s movies, because sometimes we'd have some of the kids, like, because I work at an elementary school, they wanted to come and eat lunch with us, the teachers, and I was like, chill with it. But then I'm like, I'm also eating my lunch, so I don't want to make small talk. the whole time. So
makes sense.
I just would put on, because it was free on YouTube to find the Sailor Moon old school movies without ads. Like they're just free online. So I would just put those on. And I remember I'd just sit with the kids and watch it as well. So that was really nice. But I just remember seeing in those movies, I'm like, dang, I just kept looking at like the fashion of all the all the girls, the Sailor Scouts, like just seeing the fashion was so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's set in Tokyo in the 90s. So it definitely has like 90s, but also it has a lot of extraterrestrial vibes. So it also has a little bit of like Y2K a little bit, like before Y2K was really a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love growing up, I had all of the movies on VHS.
Of course you did.
Nice.
So there's the original anime that went from 1992 to 1997. And then there are a couple movies. So there's Sailor Moon R, the movie, in 1993, Sailor Moon S, the movie, in 1994, Sailor Moon Super S, the movie, in 1995. And I'm pretty sure they were pink, blue, and yellow, or pink, green, and yellow. And they kind of had similar like covers on them.
Like the actual VHS tape was that
the
color?
Actual VHS cover. And I remember being absolutely devastated the day my mom was like, we have too many VHSs, you have too many Sailor Moon movies, you have to pick one. And I'm pretty sure I cried back then.
I would have too. I was
just about
to ask you if you had those VHS tapes still.
No, I wish I still did. If I could go back in time.
Birthday.
Well, I'm pretty sure I made someone watch I think it was Larissa maybe, watch the Sailor Moon movie R, I think it's called The Promise of the Rose. It was the pink one. That one was the one I kept in my favorite. Some of it has aged okay, but I just really like that movie and it's really fun. But I have watched all of them, and I have watched all of Sailor Moon Crystal except for the most recent movie. I've also read all the manga. I do own the manga as well.
Nice.
So, I read all of the manga before I watched most of Sailor Moon Crystal because I think it switched streaming platforms. I didn't have access at one point or something. But Sailor Moon Crystal was in 2014 to 2016. But then there's Sailor Moon Eternal in 2021, Part 1 and Part 2. And then Sailor Moon Cosmos, which in 2023, there's a Part 1 and a Part 2, which are both movies. And Sailor Moon Crystal, I do recommend if you are going to watch Sailor Moon at all, unless you really want some 90s cartoon vibes, I suggest watching Crystal because it's much closer to the manga and it's much closer to the original interpretation. Something that I like talking about when it comes to Sailor Moon, and this happened with a lot of cartoons in the 90s like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But the westernization that they did to like some of the plot lines, some of the characters, some of the like names, like how I said Usagi was Serena. They did a lot of that to Sailor Moon too. So they removed a bunch of stuff about like references to Japanese culture that the Western, population might not have been able to understand.
Was this more so for the 90s version or Crystal?
Yes. Crystal is much closer to the original translation and has much more of the original references and things in it. So I think it's more enjoyable to watch. So I did find I forgot the main love interest of Sailor Moon is Tuxedo Mask. Okay.
The most useless character in anime.
I also agree with that. He's kind of useless. He has his pros, but he has a lot of cons, in my personal opinion. His name is, sorry for pronunciation. Also, I haven't watched it in a minute, but is Mamoru Chiba. But in the Western version, he's called Darien Shields.
Oh my god.
FBI agent Darien Shields. That's great.
Who would come up with Darien is just not a common name. right?
It's
really
not.
funny.
No. And I read that because this is all on the wiki, by the way. But I read that and I forgot, and I just remember hearing like the voice actor of the English dub 90s version, Serena, yelling Darien in my head. And I will always argue also like not to flag actors or anything, but I swear to God the 90s um voice actor of Sailor Moon sounds like she's 30 years old. Um, I've always felt like she sounded so much older than she was supposed to be. Um,
Because in the original too, right? Like she's 13 or 14
yeah,
and
they
he's like a
start.
college student.
Yep. And in the original version, it's made pretty clear that she's, I think, 14, 13 and then 14, and then by the end she's, I want to say 17, but Tuxedo Mask starts at 17.
Yikes.
And then 8, yeah.
Ruh-roh.
So
Red
they
flag.
the Western, another reason to not like Tuxedo Mask, um
You mean Darien?
but
You mean
Darien, we're
Darien
only
Shield,
gonna
Mr.
only going
Shield.
to refer to him to Darien from now on. But the Westernization also, they removed a lot of like the references that are made to their age gap and stuff too, to like because they thought it would not be very liked by Americans and Western countries, and make it more acceptable to the public or something like that.
Now, I know you
Apparently,
said, oh, go ahead, Sam. You sound like you
I
got
was
something on topic.
on topic. Yeah, just real quick. Apparently, in the manga, they were 14 and 16 in the
14 and
original
16.
manga release.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but
Okay.
they were like, no, how
No.
about we make it a big difference?
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure she was a middle schooler, like older middle school, but still middle school, and he was like a high school senior
Yeah,
or a college freshman.
Like I said, a red flag right
Yeah.
there.
A red flag. He's also useless, but that's
I was
besides the
gonna
point.
I was gonna ask, have you seen, because I'm assuming you've watched it all in English, especially when you're growing up, it was only in English.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Yeah.
gone back to ever see the original, like, Japanese? Or no?
I have not. Just because honestly, it's kind of easier here in America to find the English versions.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice when I found the movie for Sailor Moon, it had a different intro song than I'm
and
used
the
to,
original.
and then the original on
Okay.
YouTube. And then also the very end song of a big like epic end of like the big climax of the movie, the song that I remember very clearly was completely different. And I looked, and it's something to do with, again, like copyright for music and stuff. But then I found an older version that had the correct music. That was like a random YouTube video of just that ending part of the movie. So I watched just that to appease my brain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things that I always hear about Sailor Moon is that when people ask like, "Who's the strongest anime character of all time?" you hear Sailor Moon a lot because
Mm-hmm.
she can literally just like what destroy a universe essentially or stop time and all this other
Oh
crazy stuff
yeah.
she can do.
Lots of stuff happens in Sailor Moon. I did write some of the stuff down that happens across the plot from beginning to end of the manga and Sailor Moon Crystal in the movies. So some of the things, the places that they travel to, the moon, of
Of
course,
course,
it's Sailor Moon. You got to go to the moon. The future, of course, time travel.
shocker.
What?
The north, the North Pole.
Steph, you can't say
God.
what to Sailor Moon going to the future when Sasuke travels back in time to fight a Velociraptor in Naruto.
Okay. That
They go
part I
to
still like. That's still
that.
weird to me. Anyway, keep going.
They go to this place called Planet Nemesis, which is a barren rocky planet that has the center of it is a trapped source of great evil.
Okay.
They go into a space-time storm. They at one point someone is trapped in an evil scientist's lab. They go to literal space, an
Classic.
asteroid, yeah. And also they go into people's nightmares and dreams.
Okay.
That's a whole arc in some of the movies.
Oh.
They here's also things that happen during their adventures. Time freezes. Everyone like is literally frozen, like humans, frozen statues. Okay. They get trapped in a circus.
That sounds like a filler episode.
That's like
every
a big part of one of the movies is the evil circus. In one plot line, a virus knocks out people across Tokyo, and they are replaced by robots, evil robots.
That's just foreshadowing.
Students turn into monsters that attack people. A girl, there's a biomechanical girl at one point. A Pegasus. The Holy Grail makes an appearance.
What?
Of course.
No, not of course.
And also souls leaving and returning to the body on multiple occasions.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, that all checks out. That sounds like normal stuff to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Holy Grail is like just so so like out there.
Could you imagine?
It's actually one of the most powerful
Christianity episode.
It's one of the most powerful weapons that they come across in the series is the Holy Grail, and it's a big adventure to find it.
Who controls it?
Who do you think?
Sailor Moon? Mm-hmm. Didn't she already have like a staff? Of power?
Good. So,
or am I deep diving in the lore?
I found it funny how many different things she has as weapons or tools and things. So she originally has a heart brooch to transform into Sailor Moon. She has a transformation pen that she clicks, and it literally puts her just in a disguise. She is disguised as like a reporter and then a teacher at another time.
Okay, Tony Stark.
She has a moon tiara, which she uses like a boomerang. That's one of her first like attacks she learns. She has a moon stick later that she uses to transform, which is more powerful.
What's a moon stick?
So it's literally, imagine you're holding a stick and there's a crescent moon on top with a gem like sitting on the bottom of the crescent moon. That transforms later into the I forget eternal tiare, T-I-A-R-E, but that's a giant staff with a heart and crystal on it. That's my favorite looking one and my favorite. That's in the very end of the...
It's kind of like a toy, like if you were
like a toy sized.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely had one growing up.
Well, I bet.
100%. There's also the Holy Sword, which belongs to the Earth Kingdom. Fun fact, there's an Earth Kingdom and a Moon Kingdom. There's a key to the Door of Time. There's a hand mirror, a space sword, and the Holy Grail, which is also called the Moon Chalice. And there's also the Moon Rod, which is the staff kind of in between the tiara and the moon stick thing. And then
this is across like all the different series, right? Not just in one series.
This is one episode,
Correct.
Steph.
Correct. And there's also my favorite, the Silence Glaive.
Oh,
it's like almost like a Grim Reaper type thing looking thing.
That's awesome.
I know, it's pretty sick.
Where's the fan art of her with that, or is there?
Well, that's because
I've just never seen her with that.
Some of these are some of the Guardians that she's with tools. Oh. So
that's what I thought. I was going to ask. One of the lesbians had a sword, right?
Oh, speaking of lesbians, fun fact to go back to the westernization, there are characters that are in the original and the manga and in Crystal, they are lesbians. And one is like biologically female, but she is very like non-binary coded for sure.
Gotcha.
In the 90s, they were like, Americans won't like lesbians. Let's make them cousins, but not change barely any of the dialogue. So then it just has an underlying incest like vibes. I remember being very confused as a child. There's also a whole episode in the 90s, and it's like barely blipped in Crystal, but there's a whole episode where they talk about whether they're attracted to the nine. They find out that the non-binary guardian is like female, and they're like, we're attracted to a woman. It's like a whole episode.
Wait, is that so hold on, let me see if I can remember. Is it Sailor Saturn?
No.
Sailor Saturn's
kind of close.
Purple-haired girl.
Okay, hold on. Sailor Mercury's the long black hair one?
Nope.
Oh Lord. Okay. I obviously don't know.
Think of butts, Steph. Think of
Oh my god.
butts.
Sailor Uranus?
Yes, she
Okay.
is masculine presenting, and she's also she's a race car driver, and like people
Whoa.
fangirl, like everyone thinks she's a he, and he's like this really cool race car driver, but then they find out, oh, he's a she, and they're like, but she's still hot though. But she is in love with Sailor Neptune, who is very, I'd say, feminine for sure. And she's a famous violinist, and kind of has like water vibes from Neptune. So those
She's
two,
got the green hair, right? Sailor Neptune.
yeah, like very wavy green
What
hair.
color? Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Mhm.
There's on the topic of lesbians in Sailor Moon, because this is a
Mhm.
very obvious topic in Sailor Moon always.
Mhm.
There's, I think it's in Sailor Moon Crystal, or maybe the movie that came out that we watched. There's like these three. They're not planets. They are stars or something like that.
Oh,
And they're like
yes.
they wear suits all the time, right?
They are, oh my gosh. What are they? The star, oh my gosh. The three lights, the Sailor Star lights. Yes.
Okay.
They are in the very last movie, part 1 and part 2, and they are, I'm pretty sure they're like pop stars, and then they transform and they present as male, and they wear suits all the time,
Yes.
and everyone treats them as male, but then they transform into these Sailor Scouts or Starlights, sorry, Sailor Starlights, and they are female presenting when they are Sailor Starlights.
Wearing like leather bikinis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a trend here.
Yes. They've also, the 90s version they changed some of the bad guys to be hetero. Like if they were male presenting, like I think there was a character who is male but kind of like a drag queen, and who's attracted to male characters. They just turned him into a her and just made him like, yeah. And I did that to another character too, because there's another lesbian couple in the villain set of villains, and they just turned one into a girl instead of a guy.
So what's the dealio with her having a daughter? Is that also another time thing? Because I remember
yes, that's a big time thing. Yeah,
I remember seeing like the little, like she looks just like Sailor Moon, but chibi version, basically.
Yep.
And
guess what her name is? Chibiusa.
Oh my god. Okay. It's like I've definitely seen that one, but I don't know the deep lore about it other than like, oh, she's their daughter, but she also coexists with her parents.
Yes. So Chibiusa is Sailor Moon and Darien's daughter. from the future. So that's where they go to the future. So the manga and anime really take place when Usagi learns that she's a reincarnation of the Moon Princess, and really is like she's finding her footing as that. And then you learn that she revamps pretty much the Silver Millennium, which is the Moon Kingdom, and brings it back to its full glory with Darien as, spoilers, he's the leader of the Earth Kingdom, and they bring the Earth and Moon Kingdom together into peace, and they end up having a child, and that child is friends with Sailor Pluto. And Sailor Pluto guards the time door. So I think she wants to see her mom, like Chibiusa wants to see Sailor Moon when she first comes into her powers, because Chibiusa is about to come into her powers. But there's this weird thing where like she's like, they're really, really old, and she's really, really old, but she's still like a baby. Like she hasn't reached maturity or something like that. So
she just perma exist in the past, or in the, I guess for her, for her it'd be the past, right?
Yeah, they do this whole thing.
Sent back.
There's like this whole thing where she came to the past because there's a evil plot to kill everyone in the future, and so she brings young Sailor Moon to the future to save that Sailor Moon, or what they call her Princess Serenity. at that time, or Neo Queen Serenity. Neo
of
Queen
course,
Serenity. And so they spoilers from the 90s, but they go through this whole plot and they save the future, and they send Chibi back to the future. Chibi Usa back to the future, and literally in the next scene, she comes out of a time hole and like falls on top of Usagi, and she's like, "I'm back." And I guess Neo Queen Serenity sent Chibiusa back into the past to do training to be a Sailor Scout, and prepare for that. So she does become like a permanent fixture, and she does hypnotize Usagi's parents to believe that she's just Usagi's little sister, and has always been there.
That's crazy to do, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey,
Also,
hypnotize your grandparents into thinking they're your parents.
one of my favorite introductions of a character is Chibiusa, because at the end of an episode, she just like stares at Sailor Moon and like she's like, "Hi, who are you? Like, what's going on?" And then she pulls out a gun.
Yes, yeah.
and points it at Sailor Moon, and she's like, "What?" And then she pulls the trigger, and it's a toy gun, and it has like a little flag that says "bang" on it, and like confetti comes out. But you really think a child is holding a gun to like the main protagonist's head.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
She's pretty fun.
I was just gonna say real quick on the Chibiusa. Isn't like Sailor Moon like super jealous that Chibiusa's gonna steal Tuxedo Mask from her too?
Yeah, there's a whole weird thing where Chibiusa really wants to like get to know both parents and really loves her dad, because Neo Queen Serenity in the future is kind of standoffish. She kind of learned like she's kind of like tries too hard to be queen and not enough to be a mom, and so she grew close to her dad, and so she's always trying to get his attention. And Usagi, who at first they don't know that she's their daughter, they don't know that in the beginning, so she's just jealous that she's taking away attention away his attention.
He'll be attracted to the 8-year-old.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Am I wrong?
I don't. No, I'm not gonna say you're right.
If there's no Tuxedo Mask haters alive, then I'm dead.
If there's no Darien haters,
Darien shields.
I was gonna ask, I guess as we kind of get closer to the end here, but who would you say is your top tier character, if not like top 3 characters of Sailor Moon?
Good.
Oh, that's such a good question. So to run down just very basic Sailor Scouts so you understand. There's Usagi, Sailor Moon. There's Ami or Amy, depending on which translation you watch. She's Sailor Mercury. She's like the nerd. She's super smart. There's Rei, who's Sailor Mars. She's like a shrine maiden, and her thing is like fire and like curses, and she's like a raven familiar. There's Makoto, Sailor Jupiter. She's earth elemental, a little bit of electricity thrown in there. She's very tall, so everyone thinks she's intimidating, but she's also like loves to cook, and she's very motherly, and so she is kind of feminine in that way, just not in quote unquote appearance. And there's Minako, who's Sailor Venus. Her thing is love and beauty, and she's an aspiring idol. She has the companion Artemis to Sailor Moon's Luna, which are talking cats, which I forgot to mention in some of my favorite characters. So I had to mention them. There's, of course, Darien, and Chibiusa. Then there are some fun characters, the Outer Guardians that we mentioned, Haruka, Sailor Uranus, Michiru, which is Sailor Neptune. There's Setsuna, who is Sailor Pluto. She is very stoic, calm. She has like the big like time staff thing, and she's very quiet. And she at one time poses as a physics student, so she's super smart. And then there's Hotaru, Sailor Saturn, who represents death and rebirth, and she's introduced as like a younger girl in the series.
So which ones are top tier for you?
Top tier, Ufta.
Which Sailor is that?
See, I like Sailor Moon, but she's also kind of a crybaby. It's part of her character. Like, she's super strong, but she also cries. Like, that's kind of a thing that they go into a bunch of time. Like her whole thing is becoming brave, right? So I like her in that way, but also she gets a little annoying sometimes.
Yeah, her friends put up with a lot.
I really like Sailor Pluto. She's just very chill. She has a soft spot for Chibi Usa. She's like, she purposely distanced herself to guard the time door as her like duty, so she doesn't get to interact with the other Sailor Guardians, even the other outer Sailor Guardians, as much as other people.
She's doing the most
Yeah.
important thing.
Yeah, so I always felt kind of bad for her, but also like, you know, if you have that big of a responsibility, wouldn't like you do the same in her shoes, like that sort of thing. I
No.
really liked her growing up. No. I really like the talking cats, Luna, Artemis, and then they have a baby, Diana.
Oh my god.
And Luna's a purple cat with a moon symbol, a crescent moon symbol on her head, and then Artemis is a guy cat, a boy cat with who's white, and then Diana is gray. And she's always a little kitten, and she hangs out with Chibiusa, of course. Why not? I love Luna. She's pretty much like their guide. Like she's the one that kind of starts the process of introducing Sailor Moon to her powers and stuff. She's also like kind of the mom of the group that kind of has to tell them what to do and hey, stop crying, go do this.
The responsible adult.
The responsible one, but she's a cat.
But
like,
yeah, but a cat.
but she's a cat, and she does at one point in time during the whole series. She does get a humanoid form at one point, and I really like Luna. A lot. So, and then if I had to pick another one, oof, my heart is torn between Ami, Sailor Mercury, and Makoto, Sailor Jupiter, because I related to both of them in different ways. Like, I've always been a bit of a nerd, you know, the quote unquote smart kid, you know. So that is definitely Sailor Mercury's vibe. Like, her whole thing is like all she does is study, and she goes to cram school, and like that's all she does. And her mom's like a doctor, and her dad's like a really smart professor or something too. Whereas Makoto just kind of, she loves to cook, she loves to garden, like people misunderstand her, but she's still very friendly with like she just wants to have friends and things. So I think I'll choose her. Yes.
I have no idea who would my favorite be. I have had interest in watching Sailor Moon, but I just haven't done it yet. So eventually I'll watch it, and eventually I'll tell you who my favorite will be. Maybe it'll be Darien Shield.
Oh God.
I doubt it.
Oh God. We might have to disown you from the podcast. Oh boy. What about you,
who's
Sam?
your favorite?
Yeah.
From what I remember, I like Sailor Pluto, like the one that guards the door. Obviously Sailor Galaxia. She's the one in the all
Galaxia
gold.
is like very end.
Yeah, but she's super cool.
Story in the very last movie. I mean, she is, but she's also kind of cuckoo bananas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And obviously, coming in number 3 is the Hell Tree.
The Hell Tree?
Makai Tree, or whatever, you know.
Oh,
those
some
weird,
of the
creepy aliens.
Some of the bad guy names are so fun. There's like the Deathbusters, there's the Black Moon, Death Pharaoh. Oh no, sorry.
Pharaoh,
Death Phantom, Master Pharaoh 90.
Master Pharaoh 90. Who is he, an Xbox Live gamer?
And then so good. A lot of them are a lot of villains, like side characters, are also named kind of like stones. So there's Jadeite, Nephrite, Zoisite, Kunzite, Queen Beryl, Queen Metalia. So they all kind of have a theme.
Too, right?
Those are the first few villains, yeah. But yeah, so I think that about wraps up everything I wanted to talk about Sailor Moon. I mean, I can always go on and on about a bunch of other things, but that's definitely the main points of Sailor Moon, and I hope it maybe inspired some of the listeners to go out and give it a go, whether it's the manga, the 90s version of the anime, or Sailor Moon Crystal, which I'm pretty sure you can find on Netflix at the moment, at least definitely the movies you can. But if you'd like to follow us, you can find us on Instagram at Shifting Tones Pod and on Reddit and YouTube at Shifting Tones Podcast, or follow us individually. So Steph is Spiffy Steffi on Tumblr.
Woohoo!
Sam is Sir Captain Sam on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I have officially changed my name on Instagram.
Wait, that's big.
I didn't know. This is huge breaking news.
I chose definitively D.
Oh, that's cool.
I like it.
Yeah, so give me a follow if you want. I plan to try to post more, at least art, random stuff, or podcast stuff. So, but yeah, thank you guys and everyone so much for joining, and see you at the next episode to see what nerdy topic we talk about then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.